How can this report make an effect?
Okay, well, absolutely. It needs to be amplified, and there's so many different ways of amplifying a message now. Via social media, by just making people aware, thehostinIreland.com, join in to tweet, to LinkedIn, or even if you see some nice pictures, which there's plenty of in the slide share, put it into Pinterest. Anything to draw people into this good news story, because it's twofold good news. One is the fact that the results were great, which was a great result for us, but I think also the fact of how it came together. People coming together, parking their own egos, people parking their own short-term cash flow or sales projections, as the group did in the power of the collective, and then the 58 guys that just gave up their time from each of the industry sectors. So there's something to tweet or to amplify from energy, from intellectual property, from legal, from telecommunications, from data centres, from hosts. There's so many parts of the 9 key metrics to tweet out about, but the key is to get it out there. That's the real message that I'd say.
And there's always a great optimism about things like this, but is it a case that this report does position Ireland really well as a place for companies to come to?
It crystallises it. Because it's always been, we haven't done anything with the report, we haven't put in any extra infrastructure, we haven't put in any energy initiatives. It's there, it's actually what's there. But I think what it does is it gives us a counter, a third-party, credible counter to some of the negative that comes back in from some of the other reports that have their own agendas. The one thing we tried to do here was bear all. Okay, you're the consultants, please look at Ireland and tell us if we're rubbish, but we don't think we are. So that's what they've done. So it's effectively now a counter argument to some of the other stuff.
There's a huge amount of people to thank for this report. Obviously you have 58 contributors, you have 5 companies coming together and all that kind of stuff. Can you give us an overview of basically how it came together? Okay, number one, and then number two, if there's any special thank yous you need to give.
Obviously the industry itself, the data center and hosting industry, big thank you to them. Some of them stayed at the table, some of them left the table. Words that were used last year was, how do we stop each other eating our own lunch or one lunch? So they have to be. But I just think that in general, from the energy people in Airgrid right the way through to the small independent intellectual property lawyer who specialises, they all just gave up their time. They bought into the fact that they are part of an ecosystem. And I often hear that word ecosystem, which I'm sure you do, and well, what is it? Now we have it in a document, or even more importantly, we have it on a slide share that shows 9 different parts, how it's interconnected, and anyone in that industry I thank. And I'll thank them even more if they amplify.